Is this an okay time? Or?
Yeah, sure.
You good? This is your tent here?
This is our encampment here, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what's your name?
Gord Smythe, they call me Papa Bear.
And how long have you guys been here?
Well, we've been here since August. We've been here since August, beginning of August. Prior to that, all over the city, you know that.
And what would you say is the cause of your homelessness?
Well, I had a company, I had 10 investors, hired Mattis Group out of Burlington to demolition our building and build a 7-story, 80-unit condominium starting at $389,000 each. So March 2nd of this year, we got our N13s issued to us and we had 3 months to move. I knew the building was up for sale for many years, so I've already started 3 years ago looking for new places, and there's just nothing here that's affordable. So we started preparing to be homeless, and I bought a generator, I bought a trailer for my mobility scooter, bought all the cables, all the connections for all the electrical, Ninja Foodie so we can cook on, shower, bathroom, everything that you would need to survive.
So you're, from all the people I've seen around, you're one of the more prepared setups here.
There's not too many camps that are set up like this, and yeah, I had time to prepare to be homeless. I knew what the money was. I knew how much rent was these days, especially in 2021. The average place is $1,400 a month. I can get $1,255 a month on disability, so I have to look after myself. I have to do that, and it was a no-brainer. I had to prepare to be homeless. I knew for a fact I would be homeless.
So usually when I ask people their winter plans, it's something other than living in a tent because they don't have this setup.
Right.
What are your winter plans?
Well, my winter plans are pretty much the same. I mean, we hope we get into some place before the snow flies. That's what the city's trying to do right now. In the meantime, I'm tarping off the entire place, top to bottom, reinforcing all the ceilings. I'm going to hang old blankets on the inside of those tarps, and once they're up, I'm going to tarp again, and that should be enough insulation for us. Keep the roof nice and thin so that the heat we generate in here melts the snow off and it doesn't collapse on us, and hope for the best, hope for a mild winter.
I asked you earlier, how have the law enforcement, bylaw officers, how have they been with you guys set up here?
Okay, well at first, they would come every 14 days and move us. This is prior to August. They would come down, they would say, okay, you're the first on the site, you've been here for 12 hours, whatever the case may be, your 14 days starts now. They come back on a Friday, they say, just a reminder, you've got 7 days left and you have to move. And then they would come back on the last day and say, okay, that's it, you gotta move. And you would have to move by 12 o'clock in that afternoon. Now, in August, it was just before Labor Day? Just before Labor Day, I believe. They came down, and I called the Hamilton Encampment Support Network, and they came down. We had a nice big gathering here. We told everybody what the situation was, why we're homeless, why we don't want to move. Me for my health conditions. I have heart disease, I have COPD, I have osteodegeneration in my lower back. What else? Heart disease, diabetes. I can't think of half of it right now.
Man, you look pretty good for having all that going on.
Yeah, well, I am now. I mean, no offense, but I was much bigger than you.
Oh,
and that was back in March.
Taken. I know.
And that was
overweight.
back in March.
Okay.
This is the homeless. I'm starting to wear her shirts now. They're large. I used to wear double extra large.
Yeah. It seems to me like even though they're doing things like, giving people hotel rooms and trying to be proactive and help people, it seems like there's still even more people on the streets than there's ever been.
There's far more, and there will be. And the reason being is right now they're trying to create a new bylaw that isn't just downtown oriented, it's citywide. And what that does is any new investors or any new landlords that come into the area that purchase a building that already has residents, they have to relocate them to equal or greater accommodation for the same price. Right now, that only applies downtown. Unfortunately, in the north end, where my building was, that law doesn't apply. The other problem we have now is that a lot of these applications for demolitions and renovations, or as we call them, renovictions, demevictions, they're all grandfathered because a lot of the people, they applied for these permits back in 2019. So any of those buildings that were bought with any residents in them, find a tent.
Yeah, I see them everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
It's happening all over the place. We've got what we need here to survive, except for a house.
right.
We've got to stay warm this winter.
We did study before we went, before the
Oh, that's
homelessness
what I
happened.
mean. It was 3.5 years of, that's why I said I saw your channel. I've seen other channels, that other guy in Los Angeles all the time, and
Yeah.
a lot of different places in the States where they start up the tiny home communities, which is a fantastic idea.
Mhm.
I mean, in the States, they'll buy a piece of property, they'll build one specific building, and what that building does is it houses the showers, the bathrooms, social assistance, social care, health care, vending machines, or like a small snack bar, a laundromat, and they pay for all that in this one building, but then they have all these little tiny homes that they supply with hydro and or power, and what happens is when it's all said and done, per month, it costs them $4 per night for these people to stay in a tiny home or in a place where a bed and a little table and a lock on the door where they can feel safe.
Right.
$4 a night.
Wow.
There isn't a shelter anywhere in Canada that can look after somebody just as well for $4 a night.
No way, not even
It's
close.
costing the governments and the municipalities billions of dollars because they all contribute to this. It's not government funded.
Right.
They rely on support from municipalities giving donations.
Yeah, one of the women I interviewed said, just a rough estimate, it costs $1,000 a month just to keep a guy at the Salvation
At
Army.
the Salvation Army, yeah.
So that's like tons
And it's
of money
costing
going through
them
that place.
roughly $60,000 a month to pay the wages for the bylaws officers, the municipal enforcement officers, the social navigators that come around to make sure everything's okay. It's expensive. I mean, that money coupled with the $1.4 million that they got to solve the homeless issue, they should be able to buy a building and have us housed within months and still have overhead to keep the maintenance on the building while we pay our basic shelter, whether it be from Ontario Works or ODSP. It shouldn't be any higher than that. If it is higher than that, the federal government, not just the provincial government, the federal government needs to set in and tell the provincial government, your support services do not meet the standards of 2021, which is actually a minimum for one person to survive with the basics, $2,800 a month in this city. You can't do it. It's not affordable.
Yeah, the math doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up.
All right, so I usually ask people this question. It's a difficult question, but people who watch this and they're not homeless, what do you think is the best thing they can do to help the problem?
Stand up and argue with the cities and with the provinces. I mean, I can't talk too much about it on camera right now because it's an ongoing legal battle, but I'm in court with 4 other people from different encampments trying to stop them from moving us, letting us stay here and build what we can until affordable housing is available.
Is there anything else you want to say before I take off?
Just anybody watching the video, for God's sakes, humanity's gone. People don't need to live like this. They really don't. There's no excuse for it. I mean, even people such as myself being out here, we shouldn't be here. My house was purchased from underneath me. It was affordable housing. There is no longer any affordable housing. If you're in that situation where you're in a low rental unit right now, especially in the city of Hamilton, that you're paying $750, $850, $950, hold on to it, because guaranteed if they rent-evict you, dem-evict you, or purchase the building, your rent will double and it will no longer be affordable.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Gordon, Papa Bear.
Papa Bear.
All right. Thank you very much.
And Mama Bear.
You want to be on camera? Or?
I'm alright with it.
Here's Mama Bear.
That's Buckley. And this is Daisy.
It was very warm, and this is how I plan to winterize.
Yeah. Just keep her on your lap.
Yeah, keep him close.
Keep
by.
him on there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's nice and warm, too. Well, the average dog temperature is 102 degrees, right?
It
Oh,
really
yeah.
is.
It's like a hot
as
water
long
bottle.
as they, oh, yeah.
It
As long
really
as they
is
like
nice.
snuggling,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
good.